Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Washington School Esports Association. That's what it's called. Sorry. First time being here. My name's Joker's Ransom. His name is So Danum. Again, we're here with the Washington School Esports program brought to you by Seattle Built PCs, ultimate performance, one-of-a-kind aesthetics, and small business value. Hey, I like good small business, especially when it's sponsoring high school esports.
Yeah, you love to see that community involvement with that. And speaking of the community, we got two great community teams coming in. We've got the Southridge Suns coming in versus the Foss Falcons coming in for week 4 here, and it's going to be a good one, Joker. I know this is your first time on, but we've seen a couple of these teams. We've seen Southridge, I think, once before, and Southridge sitting at 1-2. Rough start. Foss having a little bit of a worse start, unfortunately, at 0-3. Still looking for that first win. So, week 4, the situation. When you're playing in an 8-week league, this is that point where kind of everything matters. So you got to take those things you worked and learned on in week 4, weeks 1 to 4, and put it all together, because now the points really are going to start dedicating whether you get into playoffs or whether you go home for the next split.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially with Southridge being at that 1-2 stage right now, getting back to 500 is massive. You don't want to go down to that 1-3 line if you're them right now. Again, this is the only match I believe that's happening today because of the weather that was happening in Washington State. We got that on the East Coast a couple days ago, or yesterday at least, and now you guys are going to get over in Washington there. So I mean, we feel your pain, but what are you going to do?
I'm just happy. I'm just happy we got somebody.
Oh,
yeah, I'm happy we could at least get a continued look at these guys, and that at least something held up, because it had been very easy just to been like, well, everything's like shut down, power's out, let's just call it a day. But no, we get to bless it. We get to bless the mic, and we get to bless y'all with some great Overwatch action tonight.
That's going to be fantastic. We've got our first map here. We've got Saravasa. One of the only 2 Flashpoint maps in the game. It would have been either this one or New Junk City. And obviously, Saravasa, if you are in any of the realm of the competitive sphere of Overwatch, Saravasa is the
choice.
The choice. The preferred map. Just because I feel like you can run a lot more compositions on this map than, say, a New Junk City, which is very, very much Brawl favorite.
Yeah, this definitely has a lot more wide angles. And just to catch up, so rotating week schedule. First map here is going to be Flashpoint. After this, we'll see Control, Hybrid if we need to, and somehow we need a 4th game. We will see over onto Escort. So looking in though to the players as they load in, this looks pretty familiar. The Reaper's still a very strong pick, very, very good, just tank buster. I do like this. These are 2 very brawly comps. I'm watching the red team's Kiriko's Zen, though. That's a kind of a fragile backline. You're really going to need to make sure you're peeling for that Zen. And as much as I love Discord Orb, I don't know that you really need that much. I don't really know that you need that. You want to move as a whole. So I'm watching that versus this Soldier here, who's got the range to poke you out with the Sigma, who has the safety. So I'm kind of watching, who is getting here first, and how is this red team going to aggress onto this very stable bunkery comp behind the Sigma Reaper?
Yeah, my thing is with Saravasa, with Flashpoint in general, you want to be as quick as you possibly can. And usually you're seeing a Lucio, and we're not seeing a Lucio from either of these 2 teams here. So it's going to be really just interesting how these 2 teams fight it out, as they're going to be taking the point here. It is the Suns already. But no one's finding anything quite just yet. But the Suns have gotten the capture starting in their favor. But Natsu's going to go down early on. Traded back by Jays as well. The Reaper Hellfire Shotgun's just going to be doing so much damage for the Suns right now. And that's going to just be the teleport out from the Reaper of the Falcons. And, well, the team kill is going to come through.
Yeah, this is actually a different team. We saw Southridge last week, and this is kind of what we were expecting out of them, especially for J2 Sweaty, who put on a phenomenal showing last week. And Sir Racer, covering and holding down that tank line, really did well. No changes coming through for the side of the Falcons. I really do just kind of want to see them play a little bit slower. You have to avoid this Mei wall, or just not get isolated against that Mei, because Real will punish you.
Yeah, it's not good at all. That's so much healing gone now with Aaron Wolf out of the fight. Now another nice Maywall coming in from Real. Jack the Ripper is going to go down. That's just going to be the first point done and dusted into the favor of the Southridge Suns.
Yeah. That's what May does best here, right? 2 fights, easy win. You hold on to your ults. You didn't actually spend anything if you are the Southridge Suns, so you're huge on that. You are coming into this next fight. You have Rush, you have Blizzard, you have so much huge, valuable ults. Going to this next point, and you should be able to get there first without a contest.
Yeah.
Swaps come through though. Swaps come through. We'll bring in the Bastion, and I'm not like I don't hate it. It's great to kind of counter the Maywall, but I'm not sold, Joker. This is not, you know, just from what we've seen so far. I'm really not sure, especially because you only have the Valkyrie with it. Like the sheer ultimate advantage just favors Suns here.
Oh yeah, they're walking into a boatload of ultimates, so this is just not.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's. If they can win this, it's going to be massive because they're going to Southridge is going to invest a lot of ultimates into this if they are going to turn to losing. But we've already seen Seracer is already up to their ultimate as well. 4 ultimates on the board here. Natsu's very close behind as well to that Transcendence. But the rotation is going to come in from the Foss Falcons onto the point and really forcing back the Suns for the moment. But the Terra Surge into the Death Blossom, finding 3 from Jay's Too Sweaty, finding another one onto Emragetto, coming through with the team kill as the Suns are just on another level right now.
Yeah, that's that beautiful team play you expect. You kind of have to know, you know, in the distance that you're watching that it was maybe arguably overkill. Did you need both? No. Did it absolutely seal the point in your favor? Yeah. I don't even think there's going to be time for a second fight because, like you said, there's no Lucio to really speed anybody here to really get to this and contest it. You know, again, and even still, what are you coming up against? You still have Blizzard, you have Kitsune Rush, and there's Trance against you. So there's a defensive versus this Visor. This is a tough entry point. They're going to have to commit ults just to enter if you're Foss.
Yeah, and you're not going to be able to do it anymore.
You're not
Emragetto going, they're going to lose it now, and they're going to lose this. Well, maybe not. Mr. Down Bad is going to find Grim Shadow. They're not going to be able to use that Kitsune Rush now with the Critic Flux coming through as well. They might be able to turn this into their favor. But again, they've lost the point, so this fight in the wasting ultimates is not what you want to see from the Falcons right now. And Jay's Too Sweaty's going to find out the Mercy and now Jack the Ripper as well. This is not good at all. You had that fight winning. You could have just backed up, gone to the point, but now things are looking a little iffy for the Falcons.
I mean, the other side for Southridge Suns, I mean, you won that for free. You didn't commit a single ultimate. And Grim Shadow finds like a late pick there too, so that is huge. You know, you have Blizzard coming up, you have Trance. What are you even preparing this Trance for? It has to be Visor, so I'm watching for Natsu just to kind of balance that out. No, Real, you can't get caught out like that.
It's a good pick coming in for Mr. Down Bad, and now they can ungress without the fear of the Blizzard. And now, yeah, there's that Tactical Visor coming through and the Transcendence in response, but it's given the Falcons a lot of space to move into the point and get their first capture percentage of the evening here. Is they're going to come in now with that Kitsune Rush onto the board from Grim Shadow. Now going to go in. Jay's Too Sweaty's going to pop this Death Blossom. Goes down, finds 2. And that's going to be the quick capture back into the favor of the Suns as Jay's Too Sweaty is just continuously just punishing the Falcons.
Yeah, he was on a tear. Unfortunately, last week, Jay just came up a little bit short. Didn't sweat hard enough, apparently. I mean, you know, this is probably going to be one more fight just based on how slow these comps are moving. We will see the Maga come in from Jack the Ripper, and I don't blame that. He did get hit with a couple of the nerfs, but he still frontlines so well. You just have to get there and still get past his Blizzard, but the Blizzard is out early, Joker.
Yeah, Blizzard's there, and Jack the Ripper took so much damage there. And just, yeah, it's all done and dusted. 70% and counting. There is a chance, though, the Falcons can recontest this, and they don't have ultimates to really boot. Seracer's going to have that, the Terra Surge in the late fight, but they have this, this Valkyrie, which is going to be huge, going on to Jack the Ripper.
I mean, yeah, just keeping Jack up and keeping boosted through. Yeah, there's no world they can touch it. Yeah. I mean, I think the 2 things that you can really take from this right away is, you know, May, as, you know, Real was very quiet, arguably, versus his counterpart, but he was doing so much work from that back end, and well-deserved play of the game for that Blizzard. I mean, just the isolations from coming in from the May, being able to set up this Blizzard catching 4, by the way, so huge. and it's just a shooting gallery at that point. Like, Mei still has so much value in these brawl comps. And the other thing that we can kind of take away with this is that, you know, there is no fear amongst this team. They clearly understand how their comp wants to work. They understand how to brawl, and they understand how to enable Jay to really get in there and just kind of do what he needs to do. Just take control, get in the back line. You can see it. He got way deep on that second point. You know, got kind of caught out in the flux, lived through it, and just turned the fight around. So really making sure you focus out those DPS is going to be so huge going into map 2.
Yeah, definitely. You can't just let the DPS run wild.
Yeah.
I do, like you were talking about, I do like that the Mauga swap as well. You can make a lot of things happen from the tank role with Mauga, even with, like you said, those nerfs coming through. But unless there's a proclivity to Ana coming in from the opposing side, it's going to be very difficult to stop them from just dominating a lobby still. It's going to be just hard unless you can land your. But again, I don't know. I like the Mauga swap.
I think it was the right decision. Like at some point, you need to just start making swaps, if nothing else, to just kind of give yourself something. More in particular, I want to look at that backline because it was Mercy Moira, which feels very safe, right? In like a broader scope, that is a high heal output team. When you really commit the Mercy to just kind of healing, making sure that beam is on yellow, and when you commit the Moira to really keeping everybody up. The problem is that there's also not really much they can do offensively. You know, if they run out of juice, if they get kind of out of position, they don't really have much else to contribute. If you aren't blue beaming the soldier or a hit scan, you kind of lose half the value on Mercy. So I really would love to see a change in that, you know, like bring in the Mauga and bring in a change, especially going into Ilios. You know, we talked about needing a Lucio. This is, again, Control is another mode where you just kind of need a Lucio or a Sim or something because timing is so important.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there. Again, if they go with that Mauga, you know, it's also incredibly gross and broken. If you do, in fact, pocket that Mauga.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, even if you don't want to go run the Mauga, pocketing even as a Zarya or something like that is just also disgusting. You can just pump out so much damage if you can manage those bubbles correctly and keep your high charge. It is definitely something that can be worked through here, and we'll see how it works for them. You seem to have some role swaps though coming in from the side of the Falcons here.
Yeah, it looks like they will make a few changes. I see the Brig getting picked up as well. You know, we wanted some changes to come in, and it's fine by me. I don't believe there's any problems or rules with that. So, I mean, if that's what it takes to kind of figure out what's going on and to really make it work, yeah, sometimes you have to. When you know that you've been kind of getting bullied, and you kind of got bullied in that first round. I hate to say it like that, but you really just kind of got pushed around, and you need to do something. So it looks like it will be the Falcons there getting on to the point first, especially even faster with this Lucio Baptiste combination. It's just, this is the brawl comp. This is the brawl comp in its purest form.
I also really like that Eyes Wolf. I mean, obviously they didn't know Real was going to be on the Genji, but having that Genji on the opposing side, the Brigitte can really help mitigate going into that backline. But Natsu's going to find Jack the Ripper already, though. So this is not looking too good. And well, there goes your Genji deterrent as Eyes Wolf back into spawn. Real can just do whatever they really feel like now. As this is just going to be a red wash coming in for the Suns.
Real had a great week last week playing Genji. He struggled a little bit, came up short, but the talent was definitely there for this young player. So I'm very curious to see. And he's already 85. Joker, he's already 85 to a blade.
Yeah.
Like he'll get this blade before second fight even starts, especially now that Jack the Ripper falls early. The Cassidy pickup, I do like this is a very anti-Genji team. Like there's pieces for it. The problem is they have to play very close and committed to the Sigma, and they just can't really keep the Sigma up with this Brig Mercy backline. There's just not enough.
And there's Dasher, and there comes the blade out. Real's gonna find the Aaron Wolf. Now Eyes Wolf. Master down. Bad goes down as well. And that's another a huge thing. A dry blade finding 3 is massive for the Suns there. I mean, if you see anything about it, I mean, it's just not a very good ultimate without a damage boost, and you just saw Real come in huge.
Yeah. That brings us back to the old days of like Overwatch 1, circa just, sending a Genji into the backline and maybe a Mercy pocket, but points tipping over to 70% here. Ultimates are finally coming on.
Ooh.
I mean, the Mercy dies with Valkyrie. That is unfortunate. It's just the Sigma who dies also. And this, Natsu just gets so much value with this window. It's so big, that Amp Matrix.
Yeah, it was a really nice javelin throw coming in from Seracer as well. Just kind of locked everyone down, and then, well, it was the day at the shooting range for the rest of the Suns through that window. And now it's up to this last fight territory, so the side of the Falcons do have ultimates to go into this now, especially with
I love this aggressive beat.
The beat is going to come out, and Emergetto's fallen down, and, well, no chance of a touch any longer, as that is going to be round 1 going to the Suns.
I mean, that was a great read from the Suns, right? You know you have the advantage. I love that tempo beat to really just decide, look, we know that we could hold this beat and wait until maybe they throw something at us, maybe they throw a flux. No, let's keep them guessing. Let's keep them pushing. Let's keep control of the game. That's a great read from Grim Shadow, and that's a great call from the team, from those shot callers. So that kind of teamwork, again, we wanted them to get back to 500, to get back to 2-2. This is those kinds of plays you make to get back to that, and that's what it takes. Swaps will come through. We'll get Aaron Wolf to come over to the Moira. We'll see Jack pick up the Pharah. Interesting. I'm not sold on that. We will see the Wrecking Ball come out on the other side for the Suns, though, in addition to Lifeweaver Kiriko. So a lot more safe. I love this. Letting Sir Racer just kind of go in, play deep, and play with Real on that Genji, and letting, a 2-3 kind of split. This is going to be good, especially for a point like Lighthouse, where you really can just need to be mobile to contest the point.
And is Sir Racer predicting the meta when roll passives come through with self-healing, perhaps?
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Well, that's a different discussion. We should not get into that here and now. But Sir Racer is going to be on that Wrecking Ball, like you're talking about, going in with the pile driver to the back line and taking down Eyes of Wolf early on here is not what you wanted to see. Now, Mr. Down Bad caught out on point by, again, Sir Racer now. And that is going to be the point going their way with Jace Too Sweaty taking down Aaron Wolf.
I have to wonder if Mr. Downbad has anything else besides the Sigma in their pocket, because you're not going to be able to hold in you're not going to be able to really hold down this Sigma by himself. Even if you have the one, it's not going to be enough as the Fire gets traded out. I mean, that's still not enough to really go on. That's still a forced reset. The Sigma just doesn't have anybody playing with him. He's isolated, and he's just going to get swamped by that point.
Yeah, this is where I would love to see a very, solo tank coming in from Mr. Downbad in the sense of like a Roadhog or even a Mauga. Yeah, you can do so much work even if you don't have the support from the rest of your squad. As Real is just kind of just taking pot shots from the back there, just not even looked at. But hey, maybe they'll be able to find him out here. Very low at the moment. There's going to be the combo. Real comes in with it, finding Aaron Wolf, and Natsu's going to fall down now. And Emergetto trying to find Real, but it's just not going to happen right now. 3 players on point now with the Dragon Blade coming through, and Eyes Wolf is going to fall, and that should be it. No, he's not going to be able to get him, but the Critic Flux isn't going to find anyone either. So this is just looking better and better for the Suns.
Yeah, they're looking to close this out in a dominant fashion, and I can't blame them. They still have both support ultimates up, and they have mines, so the space control and longevity is on their side here. I mean, again, it's just unfortunate. This feels like it feels like the sides of Foss. They just kind of unfortunately lost as they exited. These comps just need a little bit more fine tuning to really kind of get themselves together. They need to play a little bit more as a unit. The Pharah from Jack the Ripper has looked good in moments, but you really need the Mercy with it.
Yeah, definitely. This is up to 90 and counting. Kitsune Rush coming in from Grim Shadow just for the icing on the cake is Jace. Okay. Hey, but there's a nice minefield coming in from Seracer there as well, finding Aaron Wolf and Eyes Wolf to clean it up. Overtime bar going to be ticking away there as the Suns take the map and the series in a 2-0 fashion.
Again, looking back at them from the last week improvement, you can kind of see how good this team really is. They came up against a pretty strong team last week, and it was a much closer match, but in their element, when they take a loss, you can see what the Suns team can do, and a lot of it is on the back of Real here, who, it's hard not to commend this blade, right? This was a dry blade, got 2, 3, that's not common, so kudos to them for making that work. And again, this Suns team now back at 500. That's exactly where you want to be going to week 4.
Yeah.
You know, you could be in a much worse situation, but that still gets you a point where you could play for a wild card, get to play in for playoffs. And you know what? You'll take that going into this coming week, and you'll kind of look at it for the side, unfortunately, of the Foss Falcons. It's 0-4. Look, it's hard to say. You know, playoffs are looking a little bit out of reach at this point, so let's just kind of finalize a lot of those basics.
Yeah.
Let's just sit down, find some team comps, watch the tape, see what moments were good, and grow on that. You know, and there's always next split, always room to grow.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you've got to take this split as a learning experience to learn, say, these basic compositions, like you said, learn what you are good at and what you can build upon. Well, that's what a huge thing about high school esports. I mean, it's not about winning in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, winning's nice and all, but it is giving you that experiences to work as a team, to give you that team building or teamwork that you can use in your professional career whenever you get out of high school. And that's a huge thing that hopefully the coaches are talking about, emphasizing in their practices. But I think that's really about it. Besides, I mean, again, huge shout out to our sponsor, Seattle Built PCs, Ultimate Performance, one-of-a-kind aesthetics and small business values. This has been me, Joker's Ransom, him, so I have Denim. Both, you can find us both on Twitter at those ats on screen right there. Thank you for having me this week, and well, have a good rest of
Joker.
Well,
hold up, we can't just let them go for the week. We got Street Fighter 6
Oh,
tomorrow,
right. Yes, Street Fighter 6.
We got Street Fighter 6.
You know what?
Yeah.
I love. I don't really know anything about Street Fighter, but you know what I love?
Street Fighter 6 is a great game, man.
I love Injustice. Those are
Injustice
fantastic.
is good. You know, all the fighters are good.
Yeah.
Find the one you love, but we got Street Fighter 6 here for the WSSEA at 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. So come back, see that. I don't even know who's going to be casting that. I know we've got a bit of a change up tomorrow, but yeah, come back for that, and then come back for Overwatch next week too.
And wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out.